Pac-Man has been around since the year 1980, with his first game simply being called Pac-Man. Starting out from a chain of arcade cabinets to eventually being brought to home consoles, the original Pac-Man is considered one of the greatest and most influential games of all time, spawning many different versions of the original game such as Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus, as well as many other games that put their own spin or even stray away from the original maze-type gameplay. Today we will be looking at a game that doesn't follow the original game's formula, that game being Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures is a game developed by Namco and was released for the SNES and Sega Genesis in 1994. Pac-Man 2 takes a huge departure from the original game's maze-like playstyle, as it is a side-scrolling adventure game. I actually have played this game a bit when I was a kid, but I don't remember much about it. Neither do I know whether I liked it or not. So I thought it would be fun to take a look at it and see how I feel about the game now. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. In this game, we don't actually control Pac-Man directly. Instead, we are armed with a slingshot and a few callouts, which we can use to influence what Pac-Man does. For example, we can use the slingshot to shoot down apples from a tree to brighten Pac-Man's mood, or we can use callouts to make Pac-Man look or move in a certain direction. There are only 4 stages in the game, and pretty much all of them has Pac-Man find a certain thing, such as finding milk for baby Pac-Man, or finding a flower for Pac-Man Jr. to give as a gift, you know, stuff like that. Simple, right? Wrong! This game may as well be called Pac-Man vs. the World, cause literally everything wants to ruin his day. Cats want to steal his hot dog, dogs want to kick his ass, farmers want to yell at him, legit, what the hell? I don't get why Pac-Man gets all this abuse. I mean, he's just a guy trying to provide for his family, so all this hostility against him is completely unnecessary. What is he doing? No, don't do it. Don't do it. And he did it. You know what? Whatever. You deserve this. Goodbye. One of the main things that affects what Pac-Man does in the game is his mood, and depending on how he's feeling, he can either be cooperative, or he can be a massive douchebag. You can make Pac-Man upset by shooting him with your slingshot, or not pointing out certain obstacles to him, but you can improve his mood by feeding him food, and making him do stuff that he enjoys, like playing piano. Ah, you hear that? Music to my ears. By the way, I just want to mention that one of the ways you can improve his mood is by playing his own game, which I thought was a nice touch. Generally, you want to keep him happy, though there are some parts of the game that do require you to piss him off to progress. I really love the art style of this game, and especially how cute and expressive Pac-Man's animations can be. The music is also really well done, and it kind of feels like I'm playing a really interactive cartoon. I've heard a few people didn't like this game because you didn't have direct control over Pac-Man, but honestly, I kinda like this style of gameplay. Yeah, sometimes Pac-Man can be a little annoying, especially when you're trying to get him to look at something but he doesn't notice it despite the fact that it's right in front of him, what the fuck? But that aside, I still had a lot of fun. The fact that you can mess around with the environment to affect what Pac-Man does or what happens to him is really cool. It kinda reminds me of those old point-and-click games such as Putt-Putt and Pajama Sam, but the environment is a bit more interactive. The game sorta has a plot, but it's not really that apparent until the final stage of the game. The main antagonists of this game are of course the ghosts, as well as this lady who leads them called the Ghost Witch. I guess you sometimes run into the ghosts during your playthrough, though they usually only appear if you shoot their really well executed disguise. You see this? Try and tell me that this doesn't look like a normal trash can.
Hey, how's it going?
Ghosts aren't really much of a threat. I mean, all they do is scare Pac-Man for a few seconds until he eventually passes out, which by the way is not a huge deal since dying in this game doesn't really have any consequences. But to defend Pac-Man against the ghosts, we can use a power pellet which transforms him into Super Pac-Man, where he will go and start eating the ghosts. You can only carry a maximum of 3 power pellets, but I didn't find myself running out of them too much, probably due to the fact that they're really easy to obtain, as well as the fact that I didn't have to fight the ghosts that much during my playthrough. In fact, you don't really have much interaction with the ghosts until the final stage of the game, which I'll talk about in a bit. The game isn't really that challenging, since there are pretty much no consequences for dying. There is a bit of problem solving you'll have to do, but they are pretty straightforward. I'd say the most challenging part about this game are the hang glider and minecart sections of the game, where you have to shoot or yell at Pac-Man to make him go up or down. I have, like, a lot of pent-up rage right now. Oh, you little slippery... Yeah, you little slippery bitch. You fucking slippery bitch. Die. Wait, no, please! No, fuck, don't. Bad. Fuck off. I'm worried. Very worried. I am scared. Frightened even. Wait. You're a dick. Come on. No. You. Oh, thank God. Holy shit, I thought I was gonna die there. Come on. Oh my God. We actually did it. Oh my God. I'm so fucking happy. Oh my God. Alright, sweet. Now we move on to the final stage of the game. The ghosts are terrorizing the city again. This time they are stealing ABC gum. That's already been chewed gum. That is fucking disgusting.
Pac-Man, I'm tired of your meddling.
Meddling, huh? I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure the only things we've done in this game is 1. Get milk, 2. Grab flowers, and 3. Grab a guitar that you guys stole. But go off, sis.
Soon my gum monster will rise, and you'll be munched this time.
So off we go to stop the Ghost Witch and her gum monster, made from already been chewed gum.
Disgusting!
What we need to do is get into the abandoned factory to fight the final boss of the game. But the boss area is blocked by a door that requires at least 3 keycards. The way we get these keycards is by seeking out the ghosts. So we head off to all of the locations we have previously visited in the game and fight the ghosts who are there so they can drop their keycards. After we've done that, we can now fight the gum monster. To beat the gum monster, we have to fight him as Super Pac-Man. There are 2 machines that keep the gum monster alive that are being guarded by the ghosts. So the basic idea of the fight is for Pac-Man to eat the ghosts, so the gum monster will stop healing. While Pac-Man eats the ghost manning the machines, our job is to shoot the gum monster's arms to stop it from stunning or even killing Pac-Man. This boss battle is not that hard, but can be a little annoying, since one of the gum monster's grab attacks will instantly kill you, and also combined with the fact that your cursor speed can be a little bit slow. But after a few attempts, we finally beat him, and I guess Pac-Man saved the city or something. Yeah. Well, that was Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. Although being a very short game, I had a lot of fun playing it. Yeah, it's obviously way different from the original game, but that's how a lot of game sequels were back in the day. And honestly, in my opinion, it wasn't really a bad sequel. But anyway, I think I've said everything I needed to say. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Home and it does